Hello and welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and we have early voting right now, so vote early and often, as you know, they say that the Democrats say.
Yeah.
They say that.
As if.
I haven't named this drink, but I made it up last week, a week ago, in fact. And it's made from something everybody has in their cupboard.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you have this. This is Bonal. It's a drink that's gentian and quina flavored, which is quinine. The reason I'm using this is because I just bought a bottle of Suze, S-U-Z-E, which is an aperitif with quinine. And since I wanted to finish this off, I figured I'll use this first.
Those of you who've watched the show more than once know that we always start off with a cocktail of some sort.
Yes.
Or some sort of a tasting of an alcoholic beverage.
Has to do with booze. We can't do the show without doing booze, except the day we had energy drinks.
Yeah. Or cheese at one time.
No, that's true.
Or salsa.
Salsa.
We'll taste anything.
This, here you go. Everybody should have this. Everybody should have this in
Aperol.
Aperol. Aperol is very popular for the Aperol spritz, which you mix with Prosecco. And I'm using equal parts of Aperol and quina, or the gentian drink. And another thing everybody doesn't have, but there's many brands. This is Drillaud. This is a creme de violette. There's also a number of other makers that make this.
Now, what store do you buy creme of violette in?
Well, probably Jubilation in Albuquerque. Or there's a store called Feast in Tucson. Which is where we got this one. This was from Feast in Tucson. They have great weird things that are useful for every bar. This, you can actually have drinks made out of this at Sonoma Ranch Golf Course. Sunset Grill. This is how we found out about it. It was at Sunset Grill. I think they sell it probably at Kelly's. And we don't know if it's at Toucan's I was at last night. They got the most important drink back, Campari.
Oh, good.
So Campari's on their shelves.
That's good.
And we know we like that.
Well, now, everything's 10% off on Wednesdays.
No, on this weekend.
Oh, this weekend too?
We're talking about Toucan. Either use, in this drink it seems lemon or lime is adequate. This is lime. Mark prefers lime, and gentlemen prefer blondes, but it's hard to get them into the drink.
All right.
Mark is going to talk while I shake.
Okay, go ahead.
Speak into the microphone. We can't hear you, Mark.
Yes.
This is my second shaker, the one that comes all in one piece. A lot easier to carry. But man, it gets cold really fast, and my fingers are freezing off.
Well, that sounds like it's ready.
I think so. Turn to a solid block of ice. Oh, that's how you just put it in the middle of a hurricane and you can drink it.
Yes. Now, Michael, you finally got a hurricane named after you.
I did, and it's a pretty good one
and
too.
It's ravaging Florida Panhandle, cutting through the south and headed up north.
Level 4 it got up to.
Level 4.
I was competing with my Aunt Florence.
Yeah.
And she was in North Carolina, but I think she only got to level 3. We're very competitive.
This is the worst hurricane to hit the United States in 50 years.
But this might be the best drink Mark has ever had in his life.
What's the preponderant flavor?
It's a mix, man. I think it's Aperol hitting the creme de violette with the Bonal background and the lemon from the.
You get that violette in there.
You do, but it's not overpowering.
It's not.
It's a balanced drink.
It's very interesting. It's kind of sweet.
You could put more gin in, or you could just drink it. Sweet is not a bad word.
Or more lime. Would cut the sweetness.
Oh, you want some more lime?
Well, just to see what would happen. Just to cut the sweetness.
It doesn't take much. You don't want to be too sweet.
I hate to call certain cocktails a girly drink, but women do seem to prefer the sweeter drinks.
See, the Me Too has not affected him.
That helped, I think.
Oh, I'll put some in.
Yeah, Hurricane Michael is doing terrible damage, and it's not done yet.
Yes. But we're waiting here for the storm from the west.
Coming up the Baja.
I think the rain that we're getting is coming from the west coast.
Yes.
Because that hurricane went into the other direction, to the east.
Headed north toward
First,
New York?
First it tickled the armpit of Florida. Now it's going into the body of America.
Yes. And so, yeah, the destruction will take months and years to clean up.
Yes.
Now, what's going on now is early voting. Early voting is happening now. You may go out and vote for the midterm elections. You can do it now. Downtown, or not downtown, but over on Motel Boulevard at the
Which is not downtown.
county center.
If you want.
Now,
But
coming up in about another week, you can vote at Sonoma Elementary, as well as the downtown library.
you have this written here? You mean Brannigan Library?
Yes.
That's where I usually vote. You know
And
why?
why?
If it's a long line, you could always read something.
You can always grab a book.
Yeah.
And you can also early absentee vote. If you're unable to vote on election day, if you're going to be out of town, or you just can't leave the house for whatever reason, you can send in your vote by mail.
Everybody I know has left town. We'll be back to vote. So
I usually tend to vote on
Misaligned.
voting day.
voting day is much more celebratory.
But you might stand in line longer if you wait.
Right. If
And
you
get
go ahead of
discouraged.
time. You know, theoretically, nothing's going to happen. Although with this climate, anything could happen the day before the election. They might stop
would make
the
you
election.
change
You
your
never
vote?
know.
You probably wouldn't change your vote anyway, would you?
No, I just vote more times.
Okay. Yes. Now, speaking of out there on Motel Boulevard, you know, there's effort afoot to change the name of Motel Boulevard
How will we know where it is then?
because there's only one Motel Boulevard on the entire.
No, there's only one
2-mile
motel.
long
There's
street.
only one motel on Motel Boulevard.
Yes.
They had high hopes for that road. It's right off the highway.
Because the next two exits down, there's motels
There's
all over
tons
the
of
place.
hotels, but they already had names, like Walmart Plaza or something.
And so there's only the one motel there. They want to change the name to Pat Garrett Boulevard.
You know, there are still Garretts living in this town.
Yes?
So, and Pat Garrett was theoretically the hero of the saga of
Yeah, he allegedly killed Billy the Kid. He
And
was
that was a
sheriff here
heroic
twice.
thing.
So because he was sheriff here twice, and the sheriff's office is on Motel Boulevard, people think, well, that fits. But the others think, well, why use an American Western character? How about people who were here before then?
Before then?
I'd be in favor of calling it
The Rossins?
No,
You want to call it the
no,
Rossins?
Geronimo Avenue, Geronimo Boulevard.
Yeah, but you don't want something
Geronimo-
called Geronimo that's on the highway because somebody's
leave
driving.
off?
No, somebody's driving down and they say, "Where do you get off?" And you go, "Geronimo."
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Why
That's
not?
dangerous because people think you're like gonna go psycho.
Geronimo was one who surrendered not far from here, well, about a 2-hour drive from here, down in the boot,
On the highway?
down in the Boot Hill, at Skeleton Canyon.
That's more than a 2-hour drive for Geronimo. It was like
no, for
3
us.
days.
And so anyway, that's the controversy of the Motel Boulevard change.
Who's making that controversy
Well-
other than you?
People who want the name changed, the people who don't want it changed, the people who want to change to something else other than Pat Garrett.
Are you saying there's only 2 sides?
No,
There might be more sides.
There's more than one side, more than
Yes.
2 sides. There could be 3 or 4 sides.
How about the street to the Bean? It is a street to the Bean. It goes right into it when you go south.
Well, dead ends right.
Yeah, that's
right
where.
there.
Yes,
Yes.
it's Street to the Bean. You
Yeah.
know, so that's a great name, Street to the Bean.
And it also at the north end, dead ends at
What at Rendezvous?
at Ben Archer.
Rendezvous.
dead ends
Is
further
that
up.
Ben Archer?
Ben Archer there.
But Rendezvous is right at the other
When you
end.
pass it.
Rendezvous is a great name for a street because then you say, "I'll meet you at the Rendezvous," and people go back and forth up the street saying, "Where are you?"
Okay, if that's what they'll do.
Yes.
Now coming up, you know, Las Cruces used to have the world's largest enchilada, and every year they would make. So there's Pat
There's
Garrett now.
Pat Garrett.
Finally
Yeah.
showed up.
Yeah, late to the show. And
No.
there's what he ate for
Look,
breakfast.
there's a plate of nachos. And that looks like the nachos you get at the High Desert Brewery, because, man, those things are huge. And we used to make the world's largest enchilada here. Every
Yes.
year, it was in the Guinness Book of World Records. Then somebody made a bigger one. But now, Las Cruces are going to make the world's largest nacho plate.
It's going to be, what, 500 pounds? 500 pounds of
1,000.
chips? 1,000 pounds?
The largest
500 pounds of chips,
The largest
maybe.
one now is over 4,000 pounds. Chips, beans, chili, cheese.
You know,
And sour
I
cream.
think after my first 1,000 pounds, I don't know if I'd still be hungry.
That's a lot.
know.
How do they? Where do you get a scale to weigh it?
A truck stop?
They have to bring in a giant scale.
You know, you wonder when, I've been hearing about a lot of airplanes that don't make it at takeoff time because they're over poundage.
Oh.
And you wonder, they're not counting everybody's weight as they go on. Do they have little large scales under the planes? They go, somebody going, like your doctor, wait, that's over.
Oh, this guy here's a fat guy. We can't take off. Sorry.
Well,
what about all the cargo they're carrying underneath in the hold?
Well, somebody I know called my wife. Her plane was sitting on the tarmac of Phoenix, and the plane was full. They had already loaded it. They didn't want to take gas out. Somebody overloaded the gas tank for some reason, so it's too heavy. So they were going to take freight out because they didn't want to take anybody out. So they had to wait for like a half hour.
Well, you wait for people to just lose weight.
That's true.
Not feed them.
You should have them walk around. That's a good idea, Mark.
Okay.
You're a genius.
Always thinking.
You're a GG genius.
And maybe somebody ate too many nachos. Now, speaking of,
so do you want to call it something different then? The world's larger than the largest nachos?
oh, this will be the world's largest nachos.
I mean, it's pretty much the same as the world's largest whatever. What do they make? Tortilla, taco? What did we have before?
Enchilada.
So what do you put on an enchilada? Cheese?
Cheese and sauce and onions.
And onions. So what would the nacho have? Cheese and green
Beans.
chili.
Beans would be on there. Some chili, green chili probably.
Beef. Chicken.
No, it's too
you can have a chicken there.
Man, that'd make it too expensive.
You mean all the cheap things like onions? Why not onions? Onions are good.
Sure, chili and salsa of some sort, I guess. Sour cream could be on there.
But it's going to be over chips, right? As
Over
opposed to a
chips.
large tortilla.
Right.
So you make the large tortilla. You get your little cutter. Cut it up into
make your own
little chips.
No,
Yes.
I guess it's going to be just hundreds of bags of chips dumped on there. Chips are very light, you know.
That's true, hundreds of pounds.
But beans are heavy.
Oh yeah, that'll get it up there, as well as cheese.
Cheese is kind of heavy. Sour cream's heavy. Salsa could be
Well,
heavy.
are you going to put sour cream on it? I don't
no.
think so. Could go bad before you want to use it.
Oh, you're going to eat it that day.
You're going to work your way into the middle of a 10,000 pound thing,
Well,
and you don't
start
know
on the edge.
how excited are people going to be? Are they going to pay to get this? $3, all you could eat? How's that?
Well, they may charge to make you watch it.
Maybe they could give it to the poor people and just say, "Go for it." That way they
Sure, they should. Now, speaking of name change, Columbus Day was last week, and there's people who want to change that name.
to Geronimo Day.
Well, Indigenous people's name.
Somebody was named indigenous.
Indigenous people's name, because what Columbus did. Columbus was the first, basically genocidal person to the Native Americans.
Well, he opened up the possibility that there was another place for Europeans to live.
and
Europe had the culture. You can't really necessarily the most educated culture because China was fairly educated at
Yes.
that time, probably India. But it really opened up a new world.
Yeah, Columbus came here over 4 times. He didn't discover America. It had already been discovered. In fact, he thought he landed in India. That's why they're now called the West Indies.
That's what yes.
And he brought disease to the American Indians and the indigenous
In a
peoples
little
of the West Indies.
package?
No, and blankets with all kinds of diseases,
Smallpox?
etc. And he just took over, just pushed them aside and said, "I declare this land for Spain."
Well, if it weren't for him, where would you be?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a Spaniard.
You would not have gotten over here.
Not
I would have
European.
said, Columbus fell off the edge of the earth,
Yes.
they would say.
Columbus wasn't the first one to come here, by the way.
Right, but he's the one who popularized it. I mean, it's not the person who does something. It's like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there, can you hear it? No.
You
but
can't.
he did publicity for this country,
Well,
this continent.
The Italians don't want to get rid of it because he was an Italian. So, they would fight tooth and nail if you wanted to try and get rid of Columbus Day.
Well, I think that, all these statue-y things, they have to get rid of Columbus, Ohio. They have to call it Indigenous Ohio.
Well, perhaps. How about the town?
How do you
District
look
of Columbia?
at how do you look at Americo Vespucci? Do you like him or are you against him?
I'm not bad. Not
Yeah,
bad. How
he's okay.
about Henry Hudson?
I have nothing against Henry
Yeah,
Hudson.
sure.
He was British.
Right. So, anyway, we're going to take a break right now. As you can see, the square is black.
Oh
That
no,
means
we're
gonna
going
take a break.
into the black hole.
So here we go.
comes
We'll be
the
right-
first commercial.
We'll be right back after these words.
Cheers. We're not. We might be pulled. Ready for your second one?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Call Mark Goldstein, the Safe Money Guy, at 575-556-2472 to learn about innovative strategies now available to help you grow, protect, and preserve your money and financial future, regardless of market conditions.
We're back. You're watching Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel, and I'm doing what I love to do, squeezing a lime. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we're just
So the
going to make
juice-
another drink here while I talk about things.
As you should too, since it's
Yes.
Saturday morning for you, or whatever.
Yes, we're talking about early voting, and I got this in the mail, and it's true. They rated Steve Pierce, Congressman Steve Pierce, as one of the most corrupt congressmen in Congress.
And you know, when you say that about Congress, that's pretty darn corrupt.
That's pretty corrupt. Yeah, 2 years in a row he was found.
2 years?
Yes, and now he's running for governor of New Mexico.
Well, at least he won something.
So, well, New Mexico has always had corrupt governors, and we don't need another one.
So is Chicago and other places.
Yes.
So,
And that doesn't excuse any of it. So, also, have you heard the news that Netflix is coming to New Mexico? They're coming to New Mexico in a big way. They produce a lot of
They
their
are
own
big.
programming, a lot of it. They're like a major studio now, and they're looking for studio space. And,
so if you have a large basement,
and well, they're shooting their things in Los Angeles, but they need studio space. So they're currently in the midst of buying Albuquerque Studios, which is a huge production facility on the very southern edge of Albuquerque
what was it used for previously?
to make movies. I've been there.
Any movies, or
Any movies.
did Breaking Bad get shot there?
Breaking Bad was shot there.
I'll shake this here so you can keep talking.
Okay. And I've been there several times auditioning for films and
You've
TV
seen most
shows.
of the films he auditioned for.
Well, I auditioned for.
You've seen many of the films he's
Many
auditioned
films.
for. So,
Well, I
yeah.
auditioned for Breaking Bad. I auditioned for.
Did you see Dave in the back of some movie?
Yeah. That was Key and Peele.
Oh yeah, Key and Peele. Everybody watches that.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm glad to see Netflix is going to own that studio, and that means more film work is coming to this state, which is a good thing.
You know what this means?
What?
More people in America will have to learn how to spell Albuquerque.
I wish they would come down to Las Cruces and buy our film studio, which can be purchased for $1.5 million, and then spend a couple $100,000 upgrading it, soundproofing it, etc.
Oh, there's plenty of this left.
That's a cheap film studio, folks. And so, here's to Netflix.
Oh, do you want to call this the Netflix? We could.
Netflix Studios.
Like it?
Yeah,
Good. It's
it
got
is.
many flavors.
It does. It really does. It's complex. Now, you know what swek is, don't you?
Yeah, it's like when you get really hot.
So when you get swecky,
Yeah.
the Southwest Environmental Center.
Tonight.
Tonight they're having their big fundraising gala to raise money for all the projects they do, and it's Going to have dinner, drinks, entertainment, 2 different musical groups. Julian Alexander will be the MC and giving his brand of entertainment as well. Downtown.
What brand would that be?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to find out. Downtown at the Las Cruces Plaza. It'll be a big event. $50 in advance, $65 at the door.
You know, I got to admire SWEC because they go through their lists and see who forgot to buy tickets.
Oh,
And they called me.
they call the people who had done it before.
Right. And it made it really easy to get them, yeah.
You say, yeah, give me 2.
And they said, we'll mail them. This was Monday, which was a holiday.
I hope you got them.
I did.
Good.
I did.
Oh, I'll see you there.
I'll be there. What are you doing there? Eating, drinking?
Well, there's also an event at the Rio Grande Theater at the same time.
Which event?
A
is
musical event. The guy's playing in there.
that? Oh,
Yes.
that should be fun.
Now, there are a lot of things going on this weekend, man.
There's Dancing with the Stars, which has a bunch of people from around town dancing over at the Pan Am Center, which is exactly sort of the same time a SWEC thing is.
Yes.
And I'm slated for both in a way. I don't know how that's going to work.
Now, also this weekend is the Lavinia Winery Festival down there in La Union. I went there last year, had a good time.
You need a drink. Your throat is
I do.
a little sore.
And so that's going on Saturday and Sunday. And sample a lot of wines. They have vendors galore down there selling all kinds of cool things.
You know what you can't do during the weekend? Vote.
That's true.
When everybody's got free time, you can't vote.
You can't vote during the weekend, but you can mail in your vote.
So La Viña is theoretically using a symbol of the conquistador.
That's true.
For their wine symbol.
The conquering
So,
conquistador.
Do you want to call it, but it's still called La Viña.
That's
You
Spanish.
know, people in Mexico would never learn Spanish if it weren't for Columbus. Think about that. They'd still be speaking something else.
It's because of the Spaniards who invaded Mexico and got with the indigenous peoples.
So it's a different way of doing things. You know, they did bring men over, and the men dispersed themselves in many ways
Yes.
through the population. Therefore, they became more of a Hispanic nation. The English brought families over, and it was also wasn't much after.
Well, they went to the East Coast.
Well, that is the East
and
Coast.
the Spaniards came down here.
Hispaniola is the East Coast.
Hispaniola.
Hispaniola.
Yes.
Isn't that where it is? That's where Haiti is.
Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
That's the edge of the. It's just they came further
Out there in
south.
the Caribbean.
Everybody went straight across. They floated on the latitudes as opposed to any other direction.
To
They came straight
the
across.
Beatitudes.
The Beatitudes.
Yeah.
They read that.
And so, also this weekend, besides the winery festival, we have the Funky Karma event going on.
Really?
Down on South Main Street, yes. Funky Karma. It's a Funky Karma Pagan Festival.
South Main in Mesilla Park.
Yes.
Funky Karma was that little tea shop.
It's
that was
3207 and 3209 South Main Street.
Tom Levy used to own that building.
And this is going to have astrology,
They have eggs.
reading, tarot reading,
Did you say
egg cleansings. Now, we don't know what egg cleansings is all about. I don't know if it's for women only,
It sounds like it's something for prenatal.
or if you take your chicken down.
It's prenatal, yeah.
They have free classes and free lunch, and the whole event is free of charge. There's going to be vendors in the backyard. I think it's at somebody's house. I'm not sure.
No, if it's the building I'm thinking about, Tom Levy used to own that building. It was where Pronto Plumbers was initially.
Yes?
They have a backyard there.
There's a backyard. Okay, good. That's going on this weekend, too. Might be an interesting thing to take part in. Kind of a
If you
countercultural thing.
countercultural.
Yeah.
If you want to get your karma
Funked.
redone, some people need their karma redone.
Yes, and if you're a pagan, you show up, and then you
If you're a
right at
pagan,
home.
if you're a pagan,
Yeah, because it's
You're
a
a
Funky
pagan.
Karma Pagan Festival.
theoretically you're a pagan.
Well, you
Yeah,
are what
you
you
are,
say you
yeah.
are, and I don't say I am.
What do you say you am? Oh, I'm an independent. What
I'm
does that
an
mean?
independent.
You're an independent religion. So
I know no religion.
some religion came over to us, our house, the other day, and we were ready to run out to see the movie at the Fountain, which was very good. It's over by now. Whoa, that was great.
Ooh. Did you see that, folks?
We'll do it again. What you
Yeah.
got to do is
Let it wait.
let a cold bottle get hot from the lights and see what happens. So the movie Juliet Naked,
Oh, yes.
that was really good.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
You did miss it.
And was she?
She was never naked.
Oh.
No, it had nothing. It was It was a great, weird plot. It was-
Whatever
it
happened
was
to
nice.
truth in advertising?
Where did it ever start?
It said Juliet naked.
I know, but those two words, truth and advertising, should never touch each other.
That's true.
They don't. No, it's not.
Now, also this weekend is Walking Dead Day.
So if you're really tired, don't do it.
Now, if you're into The Walking Dead, as many people are, you already know where these Walking Dead activities are.
I'm just going to relax here.
We don't know where they are.
Oh,
There was a notice on Facebook on the internet, but it didn't say where any activities here were happening. So if you know where it is,
tell us.
tell us, and we'll see you there.
Oh, we have what, a minute and a half to go through. Black Box has musical theater.
Yes.
That's what it looks like.
They're-
Possibly
they're-
not.
They're just doing a compendium of songs from various musicals, including Cabaret and many others. And that's at the Black Box Theater downtown on Main Street.
That's because the Hermans finally came back from their vacation.
That's on Saturday and Sunday,
Yes.
and also next Thursday night.
That's it.
Yes, that's it.
Three shows.
That's
They're
it.
waiting.
I don't know who's doing it.
Monday to Thursday just to do one show. Well,
Yep.
go see it. It should be good.
Yes. Also, this weekend,
Fantastic Woman.
next Wednesday,
What's
a fantastic woman. It won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film last year, and that's showing at the CMI Theater. That's on the campus at the Film School in Milton Hall.
Really? Not even at the Fountain Theater?
No,
This is too old.
At CMI, that's free of charge. They're showing it, and there'll probably be a discussion afterwards.
Parallel Lives is still on at the Las Cruces
At the Las Cruces
Community Theater. Directed by Teddy Aspin.
Parallel Lives, or who used to be the co-host here with me.
With him. Once or
And,
twice with me.
a couple times with you when I wasn't here.
You went in hiding, remember?
Yes.
You know, you had to go hiding because the government, remember that?
Well, yeah, we got over that.
Okay.
And so Parallel Lives final weekend. There's a show tonight and a Sunday matinee tomorrow. So if you haven't seen that yet, that's based on Kathy and Mo's show. Kathy, Najimy, and Mo.
Rocca.
No, not Mo Rocca. Mo Gassner, whatever it
She
is.
doesn't know. Anyway.
And I saw Kathy and Mo do their show live in LA. It was called the Kathy and Mo Show.
He
It's
loved
very
it.
funny.
that was a 2-woman show.
Those
This
two
is
women did all the characters.
This is what, an 8-woman
Here we
show?
have 8 women doing 20 some odd characters.
Why would Teddy want to work with 8 women? Why would he want that? I don't know. What is he? A sadist? Masochist?
What do you
It's hard to
say?
say. It's hard to
Oh.
say. If you
And,
work with 8 women and you're Teddy.
Hey, that would be fun and
Masochist.
challenging, I think.
Okay, we're out of here. Try this drink. We're going to name it by next week, maybe.
Yeah, if you have any name
That's
ideas,
it.
send
Bonal,
them
Aperol, Violette, and Malfy.
in. Down the
Cheers.
hatch.